I
because
love
I can put
illegible
it.
text.
I'll see if I can
Um,
get a slightly better one.
I will. If everyone goes to the Redhill party, there is a link in there to the city. I don't know. AGR, did you upload the high quality version of the Sarkny or the area map?
The wiki has the area map as well for the town. If you want to look there, it's not as high quality as the one Meta has, but it is high enough quality. Everything is clear. You should be able to read.
Okay, but we're really focusing on the Sark.
Yeah, right now.
The region
Right now.
map.
Yeah, right now. The important thing is the city map, and that's what I was meaning to mention. Sorry.
Yeah, so everyone should have access to that, because if you just scroll up a little bit in the Redhill, you'll be able to see.
So I'm just gonna get the calendar pulled up, and we can get started here in a second. If somebody would like to start us off with a recap of last session, really a more general recap of the last couple of sessions might be worthwhile, since we've had, I think, some slow progress. It might be good to have like a more general.
Last week on this party does nothing. This party did nothing. That
What will the party not do next time? Tune in next week on. Fuck, what are we calling this?
The gang that couldn't shoot straight?
The Adventures of Sarkny and Friends.
Fuck you, I'm not following no Sarkny.
Okay.
Little did we know.
You come up with a better name then.
Revered and Company?
I'm sold.
My character isn't sold, but meta is sold.
Yeah.
Off topic.
I'm not sure though how it can apply with this plane's human demographic, given their prejudices against the gnome.
Well,
Ruffles, was it you that was saying you had many pictures of gnomes? Can you send me those?
Most of his pictures of gnomes are pictures that he collected for my previous character, but they do apply to Rev.
No.
Yeah.
The only
really?
picture I had for your previous character was the piglet one. That was
I
the
just
only
want
picture I had
context
for him.
Oh, okay.
This image
Yeah.
is St. Manos Cathedral. Not the cathedral, sorry. St. Manos, the monastery. So, if you would like to like do anything related to that area, that's a general overhead map for the person who had a bird overhead.
I do have to move a couch for people, so I'll be back in like 10-20 minutes probably.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so basically,
In Mother Russia,
we
couch move people.
have a directive from the Lord of Sarkny and his like knight regent person to secure the town for a meeting of VIPs coming in like a couple of days, like 4 days before they show up. This was given to us after we killed that one elf, and they're afraid that there may in fact be other elves. The guy that was murdered by the elf was supposedly raised by the church and then requested sanctuary. However, we've never been able to visually confirm his existence at this point. Then we did a whole bunch of nothing. And then at the end of the last session, we had met with the knight, Sir Shiny Pants-a-Lot. And there was an armed retinue of churchmen heading north.
Sir Jacob.
Right. Sir Shiny Pants-a-Lot.
Yeah, okay.
And I believe that's where we left off.
That sounds pretty accurate. Yeah, so I'll fill in a few few blank spots that are not entirely, maybe necessary, but some things. You guys were investigating some leads with regards to maybe the ins and outs or the movements of that elf prior to her death, and you were. Let's see. You guys got off course, and you did a little tiny bit of accidental grave robbing, which caused you some problems and slowed you down a little bit more. But yeah, I think those are the highs and lows of the past couple weeks.
Oh, we also killed a bear, collected its ass, and spoke to a crotchety old lady who hates gnomes.
That's true.
All we need,
Probably
guys, is
kills them in
just a
large
bunch of lilac surrounded in Sarkany. That's all we need.
Well, I am Torment, so yeah. There's that. My level 1 gnome throwing barbarian.
We're all still level 1.
Yep.
Yes,
Everyone?
but y'all don't have talking projectiles. I do. If I could
True.
get a magic thing to like his helmet cast returning on his helmet, so that when I throw it, he automatically comes back because he never takes his helmet off. I mean his hat off. That would be awesome. That way I won't have to. He won't have to run back. He'll just teleport back to me, and I can throw him again.
I can't imagine the gnome just holding his hat with both hands, flying through the air like an arrow, with just this ridiculous look on his face as he flies through the air.
Yeah, I mean that's how an axe of returning works. It just comes back. Yeah, and I can throw him again.
So
returning's not a spell.
As you
It's not anymore. It used to be.
Well, it's not named returning if it is.
I'm not sure that it's.
You could it was something else, but I remember what it was. It was an enchantment you
But
put on a
such-
weapon that
yeah,
when you
such
threw
an
it, it
item-
came back.
Such an item may or may not exist officially, but I've definitely heard of such an item existing before. So yeah, so you guys are in the town of Sarkany. I don't know exactly where you were last, but I think still probably in the church square, unless you return to the pub. And it is getting to be into the evening now.
Yeah, probably pub. Sounds fun. Pub.
I would, at the end of the last session, I said I was going to return to the monastery and tell everyone, come get me if you need me. And I'm going to the monastery, and then I will work in the kitchen.
Okay.
Generally, just like help out the same way that I normally do, but just a little. Since I heard that people are coming, so I wanted to help out in the monastery and put a pause on my forest ways, but also like use that time to try to see if I can even get eyes on the guy that we're looking for. Just keeping an eye out.
All right.
All right.
So yeah.
All right. All right. All right.
All right, all right, all right.
Everybody's got to be like the Torment. They just can't. They just can't do it on their own. They all have to copy me.
So he wanders out of town to go head back towards Skeen and head back to the monastery.
What was that lady with the chickens? I forgot her name.
Cabbages.
Miss Baker.
That was Mrs. Baker.
Oh, Mrs. Baker. Damn it.
Baker.
Don't forget the Mrs.
We never got her first name, did we?
Mrs. is her first name.
No, I think she did give her first name, but I don't recall what it is. I might have it written somewhere. It's her first name. I don't actually know if I gave it to you because I don't remember it now. I see it, but I don't remember telling you, so I'm not going to tell you.
You never did.
Oh, God.
Is
Okay. So.
Hey, GR, are there any people that are regularly in jail or being detained regularly in Sarkany? Problem people?
Are there any problem people who are regularly being detained?
Yeah.
I mean, if none of the party members qualify, I'm not sure. Torment, probably.
Mr. You keep hot, Mike. Mr. You keep hot.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Why did I hear a bubble pop?
I said was sorry. Damn, I get bored.
All good. But yeah, so I think Torment is probably your primary culprit there, and you're still, there's feedback I hear myself every time you, Mister. There you go. Nope. Okay, we're gonna need to fix that.
Okay, hold on. Let me fix it. Hold on. I'll fix it. I will fix it. How is that? Is that better?
Let us see. Check, check, checkity, check, 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 checkity, check, 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 checkity, check,
Seems like
check,
it.
check. Yep. Okay. So where were we?
Yeah, so what I'm trying to think is if there's any other people that are like regularly associated with like criminal activity, maybe they might know something about elves. That's what I'm trying to get at.
All right. Let's see. Why don't you, well, I guess the only people that you know that like regularly get into trouble around here are probably Torment and Gorgeous George, the other Goliath you guys met a long time ago. They're pretty regular, like in the drunk tank, but
It doesn't seem like what I'm looking for. Little did we know, Gorgeous George was in on it.
well, one thing that you would know in your experience is this is not a town with a huge amount of crime. I mean, there's a bit, but there's nothing that's like it's definitely very under control. There's nothing that anybody's too concerned about.
Yeah.
There's no underground crime syndicate. There's one for you, Underdark.
No crime syndicates, just revolutionary fronts.
I tell you what, make I don't know, man. Why don't you just like, well, you roll a D100 and we'll see if you've heard anything off the rumor mill about any other criminals in the
Sure.
All right. Yeah, you've heard a rumor several times that there is some kind of dogfighting group that is active in like on the outskirts of the city, not within the walls, but somewhere nearby.
Any other information other than that?
Not really. You know that there's there's like gambling going on.
That would typically be outside my jurisdiction, right? Since it's outside city limits.
Yeah. It's not something you'd be deeply concerned about. I mean, you might ethically have a problem with it, but it's not like your responsibility necessarily.
Yeah.
you would also know it's probably mostly the sort of common folk outside the city that get involved in it. So you have especially little interest in it. Like it's
not hardened criminals. It's just people passing time, doing things that Well, do we have any other leads, guys? Trying to think, and I think we expended most of our options last session.
We could still investigate the dog that died.
Can you remind me? My memory's gotten a little bit from the week or so that's passed. What exactly happened with the dog? Where did this happen?
It died at
They don't know.
approximately the same time that the guy who died, who we found, died.
How was it killed? Was it stabbed or something?
We don't know.
It just died. Really?
We just know that a dog has died, and thus we should investigate.
AGR, I feel like a dog kind of dying around here isn't all too abnormal.
It's not necessarily that abnormal. The only thing that has probably made it of interest is it was mentioned by a guard on like the same at the same time as that other guy's death, like they happened on. You know,
I
like
think it
within,
might actually have been him who said it before he died.
but
So,
yeah.
basically, I can tell you that. You guys do what you want. Wilfred's gonna look into this dog one way or another.
Well, if you're looking into dog stuff, know about this pit fighting thing that's going on outside, some gambling or whatever.
Dog stuff sounds like a kinky porno.
Would anyone actually like to help me with this investigation?
Sure, I'll be the devil on your shoulder.
Torment will help, and he actually does have a devil on his shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll help.
Revert's not a devil.
All right. If we're gonna investigate this dog death,
Shut up! It's intimidating.
AGR, what time of day is it?
It's just about time for it to get dark. People are shuffling home from the market. You can definitely, if you're at the pub, see people heading back to their houses.
All right. In that case, guys, give me a second while I post the map.
Okay. I want to ask Under a question. Does your gnome look like a typical gnome? I mean, is he like a typical gnome?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have to look like that? I mean, can we put different costumes on him to scarier costumes and a mask so when Torment
Well, what
throws
he
him,
would
it's
probably
even
do
creepier?
is he would like lift up just like the edge of his hat and use minor illusion to make like little horns appear there. And then he like wink
That
at somebody
works.
and pull it back down.
That works. Yeah, that works.
So, I'm thinking we split the party. We have one group look at that northern red circle, and another group look at that
No!
southern red circle.
Hey, where exactly is that pit fighting thing going on? Is it around there in that southern red circle, AGR?
You don't know exactly. You know it's not within the walls, based on the rumor. It's probably, it might be out there outside the southern gate, but it could just as well be in one of the little, uh, like, halfling
Halfling ghetto.
ghettos, yeah, that are out there.
We haven't even introduced ourselves to those people.
Those people.
Yeah,
That's
those people.
racist.
Finally, someone used it on him. All right. But yeah, I'm thinking like, okay, we don't actually need to stay confined to those red circles, but I'm thinking if we have a part of the party investigate that kind of northern district around that red circle. Another of us.
Isn't it a bad idea? Well, split us up.
We should be safe. It'll be perfectly fine. We're inside of our own town, and there are guards.
So you want that road on your tombstone? It's okay.
Yes, I
He
would.
thought it was fine.
I would love to have on my tombstone it saying, "Suggested splitting the party."
Put what could possibly go wrong on mine.
Exactly.
What are we exactly looking for anyway?
Everything
We're
and
going
anything.
door to door and asking people if they know of a dog that died around. Would it be 3 or 4 days ago at this point, AGR?
Let's pull up the calendar.
So many sessions occurred on, I think, the same day.
I mean,
I'm getting a little confused.
technically, it's the night. It's still the end of the night after. Ned died according to this. I think you actually might be a day further ahead than I have you marked. So I'm gonna put you there and say it's
So Ned died 2 days ago?
yeah, 2 nights ago.
Okay, so we should be asking about a dog that died between 3 and 5 days.
Should we ask about dogs that died or went missing?
Yes, both. We should ask both.
AJR, is it fixing to get dark or is it already dark?
You've got half hour of light left, probably.
He said people starting to go home, so let's go do it. Split the party, 50-50.
Yeah, people are basically rushing home so they can get a bite to eat before it gets dark. You guys get to be the guys that go door to door right at dinner time.
Ah, those poor bastards.
Okay.
Seriously, I've had to do that. Don't do that, guys. If you ever have to do door to door shit, don't do it during dinner time.
No, that's like telemarketers calling during dinner.
Do it at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, vacuum cleaner sales
Yeah.
at 1 in the morning.
I don't know about
Really,
anybody
really
else.
happy
Show
about that.
you my hoses.
I don't know about anybody else here, but I set my phone to do not disturb, and I have a white list for people they can call. Like,
There are door-to-door salesmen out there. They'll come right to your fucking.
I don't know. That's why I really liked when I had an apartment on the 4th floor.
I have an apartment on the first floor, but it's secure. You have to have a fob to.
Meta, it's not going to freak people out. We're just asking about a dead dog. We're not even saying the dog was killed.
I think they're going to be mostly
Dog
confused and be like, which one?
Exactly.
All right. So
There's
if
going
you
to be no
if you
mass
guys are
panic.
splitting the party, tell me who's going north and who's going south, and yeah.
I'm going both ways.
I did not know that about Torment.
Oh man, he's bi-directional.
He's omnifluid.
Well, good for him. All right. So yeah,
Multi-lubricational.
just let me know who's going in which direction.
Mahogany.
All right. So, how about we have Agatha, Emmy, and Adel go to one district, and Tormund, Wilfred, and Revert go to another district.
Wait, that's sexist. Why is the men going one way and the women going the other? Split us up.
I literally just randomly picked off. Did I actually split people? Did I do the
Oh
female
no,
male
I don't
split?
know.
I am like 3 hours walking away.
Even okay.
I
How
can
about
send
this?
my owl after him.
We send Tormund, Revert, and Agatha to one district, and Wilfrid and Idle to another district.
Oh, now Wilfred wants to go with the 15-year-old girl
Oh
alone
god damn it!
at night
Bow chicka wow wow.
after
Okay.
hours.
Okay, how about we send Revart and Wilfred to a district, and then Agatha, Idle, and Tormund to another district.
No, Torment will not go without his attack gnome.
I think the first get up without Emmy would be fine.
Okay.
Just post it
So
in chat.
Wilfred. Okay.
I make no promises that our group will not go off looking for shoes.
I got half an idea just to go
Looking
home.
for shoes.
Let's get some shoes.
Okay. That's not sexist at all.
I was
Group women.
just giving him a pain in the ass because I knew it would start sparking
There
debate.
we go. How about that? Any problems there?
No.
Okay. So
Yes. You forgot my owl.
okay, so
Fucking owl.
yeah, Wilfred, Revert, Torment, you guys I assume are going north. Agatha and Idle are going south.
Yes.
Okay.
Why not?
Sure.
All right. So let's see, which group will we start? Okay. Wilfred, Revert, Torment. Yeah, you guys are going door to door. Are you guys going together door to door? Are you splitting up around the northern Howlock and like?
Well, one on one side of the street, one on the other.
Yeah, like that. You know, staying in a group, like so we could all see each other, but each go into individual doors.
Okay. I'm gonna just take some charisma rolls from each of you. Just
Not
charisma.
good. Not good.
Charisma rolls.
Yes, but I have a devil on my shoulder. Does he count as? Can I use him as an advantage or let him do all the talking?
The gnome.
Yeah, we'll let the gnome do the talking. I'm just gonna stand there.
He can make the roll for you. Sure.
I'm just gonna be the strong, silent type.
All right.
You might have to get a backstory behind the gnome on the shoulder thing. Because I'm just here, chilling. No
So-
one's gonna tell me.
Well, so as we're walking up to this first
Because-
house, I'm gonna turn towards like, what are we asking them about again?
About a dead dog.
I have a very surface level knowledge
Okay.
of Dungeons and Dragons,
Across
but
the street.
I just would like to know what's going on with the gnome.
Okay, when we first started, we had an
Garden.
archery contest, and Torment, the big barbarian, didn't know any better and picked up the little gnome and threw him like a projectile and tried to win by cheating.
Yeah, whenever he missed, the gnome would throw a knife at the target.
From the closer
So
position.
it was rigged. He almost won, and I built a character specifically designed for archery, and he almost won because of that.
What does this gnome do, and how does he have it?
He does magic stuff.
Yeah.
He does
What is his
Underdark.
class?
because
I
he
have
is-
magic
Underdark
powers.
is- yeah, he's a gnome, but yeah, he's a magical gnome.
different races get different bonuses to certain
Yeah,
stats
I have
and
homebrew
ability.
races and stuff. So there's like a
He's
campaign
the
guide.
thinker of our
Gotcha,
group.
okay.
Yeah, like 40 to 50% of the stuff in this game is gonna be at least a little bit tweaked.
Yeah, I
from
get you.
the base
Homebrew campaign. Gotcha. Okay. So Underdark is the gnome. Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the
you
gnome.
are? Okay. And what class is Torment?
A barbarian.
Race?
I think we should change our
Goliath.
names to
Think like a half giant.
Okay.
I think changing our
Yeah,
names would be good.
He's about 7.5 feet tall, about 350 pounds.
And he's carrying a 16-pound, like 1 foot 1 inch tall gnome.
So the gnome on the shoulder is very literal in this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not an RPG gnome. He's a garden gnome with the pointy red hat, which is as tall as he is.
Yes.
The hat adds a foot.
Which I throw at people.
As a projectile makes
All right.
sense.
Tactical throwing gnome.
So I'm gonna need a charisma roll from Robert as well, or Torment, one of you two,
Okay.
to talk. Just to introduce yourselves at the door and not have the door slam it in your face, basically.
All right.
Drum roll.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so yeah, Robert, Torment, yeah, you guys knock on the first door, and a lady opens up, and she's got like a clay pot, and you can smell there's like basically a peas pottage in there. It's just like a pea stew. And she kind of gives you guys a sideways glare, like she's real suspicious of the Goliath at her door at this hour. She's like,
I'm smiling, by the way. Just big grin. Just ear to ear.
she's gonna turn her head back while keeping her eyes on you, and she's gonna say, "Dearie, I think it's for you." And her much larger husband is going to come to the door and say, "What do you want?"
Hello, we're doing an entomological study on a rash of
What?
dog disappearances. Have you seen any dead dogs lately?
What did you say about a rash?
Never mind the rash. Have you seen any dead dogs lately? Any dogs go missing, family pet, that type of thing? Or if you're any of your neighbors?
Old Gertie down the road had a dog run off 4 or 5 days ago. I'm pretty sure he came back though. Let's see. And he's just gonna sort of ponder for a minute, and his wife's gonna nudge him and say, "Wasn't there a dog up the road some ways that that died the other day? I remember hearing somebody talking about that." He's like, "Oh yeah. I think they buried what was that fucker's name? It was old Gertie had some complaints of that dog in her fucking garden the other day, right? I kind of figured she offed him. Oh, I don't know, somewhere up the road, up yonder that way." And he's gonna point you further north.
Thank you very much. You've been a great help.
Yeah.
And then I sort of nudge Torment, yeah, all right, let's go.
Thank you. And I'm gonna turn and walk off.
You're gonna hear him say, "Always at fucking dinner time," before they close the door.
Wonder why it's always at fucking dinner time.
All right, so yeah, Wilfred. Yeah, you're gonna get an answer. There's gonna be a 9-year-old boy. He's gonna open the door. He's got three listers right behind him. Looks like, and they're all filthy, just filthy.
Is this one of those kids that likes to ride around on pigs?
It does look that way, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask him if his parents are home.
He's gonna narrow his eyes and look at you. And he's gonna say, maybe.
Oh. I'm gonna, I guess. Have you heard about any dogs that have died or run off within the last 3 to 5 days?
He's gonna narrow his eyes again. He say, maybe.
AGR, what do we have for currency in this town?
I mean,
Chickens.
presumably you have some amount of coins, like on hand. But if you have something to barter written in your inventory, you could use that as well.
It's a kid. Give him sweets.
Oh wait. I will attempt to bribe him with the knight effigy I have in my bag.
Okay.
Does this jog your memory?
You say, "Oh, let me see that."
I let him see.
All right, he's gonna throw it to the back of the room and he's gonna slam the door in your face.
Fuck.
How did you not see
Dun
this coming?
dun dun. He's the bad guy. Smash the door open, chop his head off, drag him to the streets.
Fucking 17 on the charisma check too. Fucking kids.
It's not all about the rolls.
No, I know. Well, next house.
All right.
All right.
Because the only way I can think to get information out of kids now is to beat their ass.
All right.
Spank the shit out of that kid.
So you go up to the next door. What are you guys doing on the other side of the road at this
we got to another door?
Well, no, I think we'll just go up north where they said that one dog had a problem. We'll just follow up on that.
Yeah.
So you got all right. So it took you a little longer to finish with your thing, Wilfred. So you'd probably see them walking past the next house and going north.
Oh, I'm just gonna. If I see them going someplace, I'm just gonna catch up with them and assume they haven't.
All right.
We have a clue. I can't remember really what all was said though, but my gnome does.
Oh, AGR. Can I remember this kid's face?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's filthy. You remember that it's filthy.
Like, if I saw this kid, like, all like still covered in shit, would I be able to recognize him well enough to throw a mud pie at him?
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. So yeah, you guys head on north up the road. Yeah. So at this point you get to a like a little three-way intersection, and there's like a kind of roundabout with a pair of houses, like a house and like a little hovel in the middle of it. Tailor shop's on the right-hand side of it, not too far away. And the north side, there's a couple more houses. Where are you going?
Let's check out the hovel first.
All right. Yeah, you make your way up towards that hovel, and what do? You give them a rap on the door? Who's knocking? Who's doing stuff?
I imagine Torment does.
Well,
the
I'm
knocking.
gonna go. Well, I'm knocking on the door, of course. I'm just strolling right up. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay. Could you make a strength check for me against this hovel door, please?
Oh crap! Oops. Oops.
A straw
How-
door. It breaks instantly.
How does nobody ever see this coming?
Okay. Yeah. You hear a crack, and your fist goes through and makes like a little bit of a hole in the door. And yeah, when you like move your hand to pull it out, like the whole top plank of the door just falls into the room, and you can see in this hovel there's like an old man sitting in there at like a little table, and there are 3 pigs in there. The old man
And the 3 pigs.
and the 3 pigs in there. Yeah.
Which little piggy went to the market?
I am going to smile really big and say, "Well, at least I didn't huff and puff."
So the man is sitting at this table, and you can see he's got a little bit of it's some kind of like a little bit of like grilled salmon sitting on a piece of real like toasty bread, and he's just gonna sit there, and he's gonna take a bite out of it, and he's just gonna quietly look at you, and he's gonna kind of turn his head sideways, and he's gonna chew with his mouth open the whole time, just staring at you like, what the fuck?
Hey, help me out here.
He then screamed for the gods.
I'm gonna try to shake the little gnome to take over because I can't think of anything that will make it better.
Hello, we're doing an entomological study on some disappearing dogs. Have you seen any dogs around lately, and have they died?
You can see
Any
him
dogs go
pulling his gnome up in
missing?
the hole.
Extra gnomes? Not sorry, not extra gnomes. Extra dogs that just suddenly show up? That type of thing. Anything at all? I imagine this is just the guy's face as I'm saying all this.
He's gonna get sad when you say any dogs died. He's gonna say, no, Sonny, I don't know about any dogs dying. I don't know what I'd do without my old Jezebel over here. And he's gonna point at like an empty spot where there's no straw, like there's just like a spot with like no straw in the floor, where it's just like a dirt patch, because the rest of the floor is covered in straw, and there's like uh, pigs laying on the far side, and there's just like a dog-shaped empty spot right there. So she been with me for
Hey,
11 years.
hey, Revo. This dog like invisible? Cause I don't see it.
Yeah, so I assume you let your dog out and stuff to get food and things like that. When was the last time you let him out?
Oh, my grandson came to take her for a walk a couple hours ago.
Do you know where your grandson is now?
I think Joe, he lives on the east side of town. He's probably walking around the church and swinging back. He should be back any time now. It looks like it's getting dark.
And
Hey, has my door always been like that?
yes.
I'll get my grandson to fix it when he comes back.
By the way, what's your grandson's name?
Oh, he's he's a good boy. He's a good boy. I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. You just sit on down. He'll be right back. Are you hungry? I think I got some more fish over here.
No, thank you, sir. You keep your fish.
And we ate before we came. Don't worry.
What's wrong with him?
What's that? You have to speak up, Sonny.
Nothing, sir. Nothing. I was just thinking to myself, sir.
Would I have caught up with them already, or?
Yeah, you'd have been with him. You'd be behind the door, so like you can't see what's happening right now.
Okay.
Well, then, I think we'll wait for your grandson to appear.
All right. You sit on down. You can come in here and sit down if you want to.
10 years later.
He just went out for a pack of smokes.
Grandson went out for a pack of smokes, never came back.
So, is there any evidence, like in the dirt near his house, of like actual animal tracks or anything like that would suggest that he's not just living in a fantasy world?
Roll investigation.
I mean, sir, yeah, that's what I'm trying to hint at. I think this man is off his rocker cuckoo crazy.
You don't see any paw prints. There's a couple marks that look like it might be some pigs.
Fresh droppings, dog droppings.
I mean,
Difference.
there's pig shit all over the place.
Any boot prints besides ours?
There's some look like some fairly fresh little shoe prints. They don't look particularly large.
Out of curiosity, does this old guy radiate the feeling of being a sad old man?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can I insight check if he actually has a grandson and a dog anymore?
I mean, you can insight check him, sure.
You know he believes it.
You
Whether or
can't
not that's true.
you can't really see him. All you can do is hear him, so you have disadvantage.
Come on, give me an 18 or something.
3.
Lower keep one?
Oh, yeah, whoops.
Confraggle!
Oh, shit!
Okay. All right then.
I see through the veil of reality.
Yeah, you know, you're pretty sure
Too
he
bad.
believes his grandson is coming back with his dog, but you don't believe that.
So, too bad you were rolling like that Saturday.
Oh, man.
You're rolling on very unimportant shit, it sounds like.
Man, the sad thing is on a Saturday, those are both critical hits for me, and one of them's a decapitation.
You
Okay.
decapitate the old man.
Put him out of his misery.
Wow. That is one insight check.
Okay, so just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. This old man thinks his grandson will be back with his dog, but I now believe that
He's
a
giving
delusional
off the
man.
crazy heebie-jeebies.
You're so insightful that you realize you're currently standing on a slightly raised mound of dirt in his yard.
That sounds like a useless superpower.
Okay, just so I can make sure I'm understanding this,
Every-
what we're saying is that the dog's dead.
We should
Dog is
verify
super
that.
And the boy is dead, and all of them are dead.
You know, I'm gonna ask him if his son's name is Ted. Or wait, hold on. Let me check the fucking map again. Sorry, I'm gonna ask him if his grandson's name is Ned.
I know my grandson. He's
Oh.
a good boy.
Who's a good boy?
He stays out of trouble. And he's always provides. He's a good. Nothing like his fucking deadbeat father.
Ooh. I'm just gonna kind of whisper to Revert. I both his son dead. His son is dead. Darn.
I knew he was crazy.
Shut up, Tormund. Watch your mouth in this man's home.
All right. Well, this is obviously a dead end.
He's the only thing that ain't dead yet.
The old man is too busy mumbling something to his pig to notice what you guys are talking about. Right?
I mean, I just want to walk away.
Yeah, okay.
We're leaving.
Yeah.
Not even taking his dinner first.
For what it's worth, that mound of dirt does not look particularly fresh. You guys notice it on your way out, away from the house.
So this dog has been dead for a while,
Looks like it.
but he did respond positive to his son being
Alive, yeah. His son is Ned, and yeah,
right. Ned was
or his
probably dead.
grandson, I should say.
Right. Which house on this map are we?
The little one next to the one with the brown patched roof in the middle of the circle, directly north to the pub. If you go north of the pub, there's a pair of red houses. One of those had the kids, and one of those had the man and his wife. Then you went north to the three-way intersection, and you went to the hovel, which is the little house on the right. That hovel
Alright.
housed the old man.
So do we go back and try again?
Yeah, let's keep checking houses.
Sure.
Okay. Which house would you like to check?
Which ones are there?
Okay, so we Okay, so the two houses across the road north of the pub, we checked, and we
Mhm.
checked the small hovel north of them.
Mhm.
I'm thinking
Hobble.
we move over and hit the two blue houses next to it.
Okay. The two sort of long rectangular houses with the overhang.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. So which house you going to first?
I believe we should go to the southernmost one, the one just north of the Taylor.
Okay. Well, why don't you make a charisma check at the door, I guess. Or who's gonna knock? Who's going? What's
I'll
happening?
knock.
Sure. This is a slightly more sturdy house. You can make another. Well, you know what? You don't have to make a strength check. You probably learned your lesson, right? What's your
Yeah.
intelligence?
8.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're not the sharpest stack, but you probably get it at this point. All right. So yeah, you guys knock on the door. Who? I guess Torment knocks, so he's up front. Yeah. The door opens. Man opens the door. He's got like a 14-year-old boy behind him and like an 8-year-old girl. They seem to be enjoying a nice dinner. Man says, what do you want? What do you want? I don't got no food for you.
We're looking into a rash of missing and dead dogs. Have you seen or heard anything?
Uh, shit. Yeah. Right across the road there. I think that'll. There's been a lot of dead dogs.
Is he indicating that old guy's house?
No, he's indicating across the road, not down the road. The older guy would be like west directly down the road. And he's
Okay.
waving across the road to the other house with the blue.
They've had a lot of dead dogs lately.
Oh, they had I found a dog. I think her name was Dot. She's in the street a couple nights ago. I tried to bring her on home to him. Nobody was answering, so I just left her out there. She's gone now, so assume they grabbed her up and buried her.
All right. Thank you kindly.
Wait,
See, I'm
have you
playing
seen
The
them
Witcher.
the last couple days?
What'd you say?
Have you seen your neighbors across the street in the last couple days?
No, they're a quiet lot. I don't much talk to them.
All right. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your dinner.
I'll do my best. He closes the door.
Let's walk to that house now. And I'll mutter like 2-1 they're dead.
No bet.
Plead the
All right,
fifth.
let's knock.
You knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No answer.
I'll knock again a little more forcefully.
Okay. Yeah, when you knock forcefully, the door slightly opens.
Like it's ajar or someone's holding it open?
No, like it wasn't closed correctly.
I'm gonna peer inside.
Torment, breach and clear.
Yeah, you peer inside as the Goliath stomps past you, knocking you down and charging into the room. It's
Does he fix
dark
the
in
kink in my
here,
back?
and it's quiet, other than the screaming Goliath.
Torment,
do I
quiet
see?
down, quiet down.
It's a house. It looks pretty empty. There's minimal but existed furnishings, kind of thing you'd expect from a family that can afford a house, but not much else.
Okay. Is there any signs of struggle or anything in here?
No, everything looks pretty pristine. You can make an investigation check if you want anything that's not obvious.
Can I help him with this?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So looking around down here, you do see that there is a ladder. So this place has a loft, like a second story. You see that there's like an empty animal pen, and uh, it looks like it could have had a couple chickens in it, but there's nothing in there now. There's like a kitchen, like a bench, like a trestle table, and a couple of benches, and there's some place settings out, a couple of simple things. It looks like somebody was preparing a meal, but you don't see anything on the stove. Um, you also it looks like there might be some missing cookware.
Wait. Like recently preparing a meal?
I mean, there's stuff on the table as if somebody was planning to eat, but there's no evidence of like a fire in the stove or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay. I misunderstood that. Okay.
Yeah. Looks like uh, you got a couple of cups out on the table. You got some empty bowls and like wooden plates. There's a couple of like towels over the benches that look like people are gonna use them to clean up after themselves. It looks like the table looks like they were sitting down for a meal in a minute, but you don't see any signs of a meal being prepared in the kitchen.
Is there a bedroom obvious?
There's a couple of benches on the opposite wall that look like somebody might have slept on them. They have some like linens and stuff on them so that they might be a little more comfortable. I mean, it's possible somebody's up in the loft, but there's not something like a separate bedroom.
All right. Well, let's head up to the loft then.
Wait. Is there a window up?
A window upstairs? I mean, you didn't look out while you were outside, so.
Like, okay, so that would be on a side of the house we can't see from?
The way the roof is shaped, the lower part of the roof would be facing the street. So if there was a window, it would be on one of the sides that's like not facing where you came from. If that makes sense.
All right. So if there was a window structurally, it would be up there on the loft.
I mean, if there was a window upstairs, then structurally it would be facing one of the sides of the house and not the street, is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Something to keep in mind. Let's check it out.
All right. What's in the loft?
All right, you climb your way up there, and so basically there's a bunch of dry hay. there's a couple of like a couple of pieces of spare furniture, a couple of benches, some lumber. It looks like a big I don't know how you describe it, like a big like a big garden box or something that they might have been building up there and planning to put down somewhere. They got a couple of odds and ends, but nothing particularly fancy or interesting. There's some herbs hanging up there to dry, it looks like. They do look very dry.
How does it smell out in the main floor?
Smells like an empty house, a little dusty, but you can smell the herbs that are upstairs from all the way down there. The floor is a dirt floor, but it's covered in straw, and they've like strewn different like herbs around there as well.
There's
See-
herbs strewn across the floor?
That's pretty normal. It's like a it's a measure to control the stink. They keep animals in the house.
Stinky
I'm
bug.
gonna try not to interrupt you guys too much. I'm heading out though. See you guys later.
Too.
Have a good night.
See ya.
I'd like to start while he's investigating up there, shifting the hay around, like trying to get it off the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you shift the hay around. Why don't you make an investigation check while you're doing that? Okay. So yeah, you shift the hay around for a few minutes, and you see all kind of nice smelling stuff in here, but you notice pretty quickly you don't see any lilac. Now you dig around for a bit, and you see like the tiniest bit of lilac buried under a bunch of this straw. But there
I'm
was
digging in
none.
there.
Yeah, there was none readily visible on the surface. You don't find anything else. That's all you find.
Just a bit of lilac and a lump of hay.
I mean, there's a lot of hay, and there are nice smelling plants, and it is conspicuous to you that there is no lilac. But as you dig around, you do see a tiny, tiny bit of it that's
What's
like
the
buried at the
significance
bottom.
of lilac?
That I can't tell you.
My God, Auntie Agnes was right.
I mean, like I don't know what's normal for a medieval world, so the fact that you're saying that there's only
Basically, any old good smelling plant is something that they would spread around on the floor with the straw to keep the smell down. Okay. The fact that there's not lilac is a little weird. It's not something everyone would necessarily have, but this place had they were keeping animals, and they're not poor, so they could afford to have it. And it seemed weird that it was the one plant that wasn't really there that's normal. And after digging around, you see that there is, in fact, a little bit. It was just like really hard to find.
Can I check inside the stove?
Like the floor has been cleaned and then more straw has been put down or something. That's why there's no lilac mixed in.
You don't know. Yeah, you I don't know. You check the stove. It's just like a big. Basically, there's a kind of big clay thing built up with like a bit of a freestanding fire and chimney in one corner of the house. You can rustle through the coals or something, but it's like it's an open stove. There's not like an oven.
Yeah, yeah. If there's a chimney, I'd also like to look up the chimney.
Yeah, looks like a chimney.
Like, can I see the outside?
I don't think that's how chimneys work. There's usually something blocking that. I'm not a chimney expert.
Then I'd like to check that for bodies.
No, a chimney is a
Doesn't-
straight shaft.
Yeah, but doesn't
no,
it
typically there's a
typically-
ledge to prevent rain from falling straight down it. So there's like a zigzag, and then the water would be pushed out to the outside of the building through the chimney so that no water can actually rain down into the house. So he's absolutely right. But he would
Yeah.
still be able to see like daylight.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it looks normal. Is what I'm getting at. Really, it looks filthy, but normal.
I'd
If
still like to.
if there's supposed to be a bit of light poking through, then yeah, you can see a little bit of light. And it doesn't look large enough to hold a corpse.
Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe a dead bird or something.
Because at this point, we're kind of playing Gilbert's serial killer simulator. All right. I gotta think. Swap over to Revert.
What are we doing now?
You-
You found a body?
No. I mean, like, if you have anything you want to do while you're like up in the loft.
Can I like search through the loft and then through the hay at the bottom, like on the first floor, for any evidence like that elvish sigil type stuff?
Sure. Roll investigation. Is that your investigation check?
Yeah, that was my investigation check.
No, you don't really see anything.
Okay.
Are there any like barrels on this floor?
You mean upstairs in the loft?
Yes. No. Both. Everywhere.
Are there any barrels in the house? Is what you're asking.
Yes.
Okay. No, you don't see any barrels. There was a barrel outside. You know, it's just like a wash barrel. It's like a big, wide, shallow barrel that you might use as a wash tub.
Huh. Are there any cupboards, a dresser, a
They have shelves that are like just all around, basically. That are pretty high up on the walls, just out of the way. And there's things hanging down like more drying herbs and stuff. There's a couple of empty hooks, like you might like down at the window in the kitchen on like the far western side of the house. There's like there's an open window, and there are hooks like you could maybe hang rabbits or something up there as well.
This is fucking sketchy, and I know there's shit. Trying to think of other shit I can look into. Let me look at my map quick. Does this house have a shed?
Not one you've seen.
I'd like to step outside and look for a shed.
All right. Yeah, you step outside. You don't see one out here out front.
What about on the sides?
Yeah, you check the left side. You check the right side. You don't see a shed. You walk around behind the house. There's no shed.
What did I see on those sides?
The house.
It's just house.
There's house. You saw the kitchen window. Saw the loft window up there. It's covered up. You would have seen it from inside as well, but there's like a bunch of hay in the way, so it's it doesn't look like it gets used much.
Can I investigate around the house for lilac?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
We're gonna spend the next 3 weeks looking for lilac.
Hmm.
Yeah, you don't see any. Actually, it probably looks like one of the neighbors in the red house might have a little bit in their yard, but you don't see anywhere near.
The town has no lilac. What will Wilfred do?
What Wilfred wishes right now is he was a rogue with expertise in investigation. Fuck. Under, do you have anything you want to do inside the house?
Are there any valuables still here?
I mean, not really. Fucking silverware is made of wood. Uh, It's like a decent cook pot, I guess. Not much else. I mean, you could steal all the hay.
Nah.
There's a couple empty boxes up in the attic you could pull the nails out of.
Hmm.
So it looks like these guys just like skip town almost.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, are there personal effects still here?
Um, you do see like a couple of pieces of seasonal clothing up there in the attic, but nothing that's good for like the end of spring.
Nothing good. Oh. Okay. I think they were elves.
Elves, no.
The people of this house were elves. Mysterious disappearance, no sign of why, lack of lilac, which apparently elves hate, and the clothes are apparently exclusively seasonal, but not for spring, just like the elf we killed.
I'm gonna give you guys a minute to brainstorm on this. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna fill up my water.
Okay.
That's a really great discovery. Excellent. Okay. So looking at this map, I believe the next place we should investigate are the big red house and the blue house north of this house, along with the trees between them.
Or we could wait in the house and see if the elves come back.
We could finally do the routine where we have you standing in the suspiciously dark corner of the room. Excellent. A great idea. Perhaps we should still at least talk to the neighbors, right?
Yeah, probably.
You know, make sure our investigation is comprehensive. But yeah, my money is on the people of this house were elves. That would explain why they're so rarely seen, despite the fact that, you know, apparently most of the people in town know each other. It seems a little odd that anyone wouldn't know their neighbor. Then there's the winter clothes in a springtime period. There's a lack of lilac, which, as we all know, elves hate. Pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. Yeah, don't worry, Master. When we find those elves, we're gonna kill them all. There will be no survivors.
Slaughtered to a man.
They will be made to pay for
All
intruding
right.
upon our fair town.
Put them all to the sword, and
So
then the
what if there's a
torch
woman
gets
in the
make
group?
sure.
Then we can't slaughter them all to the man. We'd have to slaughter them all to the person. We can't be, you know.
Well, they're elves. They're not really people, so it's okay.
That's true.
That's racist.
It's not racist if he's right.
All right. So, unless anything's changed, those two houses north of this house, we'd like to speak to those people. The red one and the blue one.
Okay. Give me a second. All right. Sure. So you're gonna walk to the red one first, or the blue house, that's by the.
I believe we should walk to the red one.
All right. You go over to the red house. It's a big old house. It's fancy.
Like, fancy enough, it's considered a faux pas for me to knock at the door and ask questions.
Probably. Yeah.
Let's do it anyway.
I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you walk up to this house. By the way, this is a 3-story house. And yeah, you knock on the door. Actually, before you do that, I feel like with this town being the size it is, and you all having been here before, I feel like you might know who lives here ahead of time. So maybe we could come up with a role for deciphering that. I'll let one of you roll, like, well, we'll call it a history check to see if you know who lives here, what family lives here.
What skill do we use? Just flat roll?
I said history.
History is an actual check.
But he only wants one roll.
Yeah.
I believe that's int,
Forever.
isn't it, for history?
Yeah, it is an int check. You guys want me to make it?
Pass. Pass. I have no int at all.
Can I help him in his knowledge?
Sure.
Yes.
While they're walking to the house, they banter about who actually lives there.
You're super sure that is like a manor that belongs to Sir Wolflin.
Who?
The guy who fucked up Agatha?
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha, that jackass.
He also is a jackass who's aware of what you're doing. He was there with
Oh.
the bailiff and
Yeah.
Sir Jacob.
So we can probably give his house a skip. Actually,
Well,
no. We should actually
I mean-
ask him. Let's ask him about this other people.
Exactly. We don't need to ask him about like normal shit, but we can get a little more detailed because he's in on it. So let's knock on his door. Or
Okay.
rather, I'll
You
knock on the door.
All right. So yeah, you knock on the door, and a young man opens the door. He appears to be in his late teens, maybe as old as 20, and he stands very straight and says, "Yes, sir. May I help you?"
Revert?
Good evening. We'd like to talk to Sir, what's his name, about your neighbors. There's some questions that he may be able to answer that will clear some things up.
Please make a persuasion roll.
Can I assist him?
How would you?
Can I just bully him?
Bribe
No.
him with chicken.
Okay, the boy is gonna say, I'm sorry, Sir Wolfland has asked that I not disturb him for the common folks who come to the door. I apologize. Then he closes the door very quickly.
I reach out to stop the door, and I say, he already knows of this matter, but it's somewhat sensitive. I cannot discuss it with you.
What was the name of the knight that sent us?
The knight that
Jacob.
sent you is Sir Jacob.
Yeah. Say we've been sent by Sir Jacob.
He'll he won't open the door, but it doesn't close all the way, and he'll say 1 moment, and then he will push the door all the way closed. And more than a moment passes.
Would you say several moments pass?
At least a few moments, yeah.
The number of moments that are typically used to assert your authority, that this is your territory and you will see people as you please?
Yeah, something like a dozen moments pass. And Sir Wolflin, in like a brocade coat, just a long, basically a gown, comes out. It's very fancy fabric. It's basically the medieval version of the Hugh Hefner look. It's very very ornate, and looks very comfy. And he's gonna come out with a like a glass of wine. He's gonna open the door and say, "Well, come in, I suppose."
Okay.
Oh, Hugh
Why do I
Hefner.
feel like I'm
Okay.
gonna have to take a shower afterwards?
He's gonna walk into this sort of main foyer and direct you to the right, to what looks to be his reading room. It's just a little office with a bunch of bookshelves, and there are a handful of taxidermy trophies in the room. And yeah, he's gonna follow you in, and that servant is gonna refill his wine glass, and he's gonna shut the door. He's gonna say, "So, what is this business? Let's have it."
Your neighbors across the street. When was the last time you saw them?
He's gonna take a sip of his drink and say, I'm aware of their existence. I don't much pay attention to them. And he's gonna turn over to the boy, and he's gonna say, "Boy, do you have an answer for these men?" And he's gonna say, "Um, there's an old couple that lives there. I haven't seen them in at least a week."
And when you last saw them, were they behaving strangely in any way?
I don't think so. I mean, it was another 2 or 3 weeks before that since I saw him before then. So I mean, I can't really tell you anything strange. Is there's
What did they do, like as an occupation?
the uh well, it was a seamstress. I think she did a lot of work for the tailor. But her her arthritis was really bad. Her fingers wouldn't let her do the work anymore, if I remember. I I think her husband made shoes.
Okay. So the last time you saw them was right before, and I kind of look meaningfully at Sir. I can never remember his name. Goddamn.
Sir Wolflin.
Sir Wolfland. And so right before this whole business started.
Hmm.
It's
He,
interesting to note that their house does not seem to have been occupied for some time, and the only clothes there are for a colder climate than this.
is that a fact? And he's gonna take a big drink from his glass. I'm not sure they'd have the means to travel. They
That's
certainly didn't have the Lord's leave to go anywhere.
precisely why we find this so strange. We're beginning to suspect they may be affiliated.
He's gonna turn to the young man and say, "Did they didn't happen to have a daughter, did they? I saw a young woman at the house, oh, 2 or 3 days ago. Uh, she uh, she was carrying something. Looked like she brought some food to the house."
Sorry, could you repeat that, Adrian?
Yeah, Sir Wolflin says, "They didn't happen to have a daughter, did they? I saw a young woman heading towards the house a few days ago. She seemed to be carrying what looked like maybe a hefty load of groceries or some such, some grain or something, a large sack."
2 days?
Oh, I don't quite recall. I'll be frank with you.
Do you recall, did you actually see that the sack contained grain, or was it just about the size of a grain sack?
It seemed about right. She was a scrawny thing to be carrying it.
How was she?
Over, over the shoulder.
Is she also a boulder holder?
A what?
Oh, burger.
Were the clothes she wearing? Did they seem a little out of sorts for the weather? Or seasonic, I should say.
I hadn't thought much about it. She was. They seemed fine. She was dressed in a lot of dark colors. It's a little dull for my taste, but
AGR. Sir Wolfland had seen the elf, right?
yeah, he has seen the elf corpse.
All right. Do you know what time of day it was that you saw her with the sack?
I was leaving the house. I I partake a bit, so I tend to get out fairly late in the mornings. Tends to be well after the sun is up, and I saw her heading towards the house about then, shortly before lunchtime. I think. I remember the church bells when I was leaving. They must have been having midday mass.
All right. Oh, AGR. I, as a player, didn't quite take his meaning, but what does that mean? He partake.
He drinks.
Okay.
He was half
He said
drunk
he's
when he
fearful.
saw it.
Yeah.
Does he seem like he's telling us the whole truth here?
Make an insight check.
Insight the fuck out of this boyo. Fucking Wolfland's in on it.
He doesn't seem like, even right now, he's super sober, but he doesn't seem like he's lying to you.
Oh, so he's me.
Oh, that might actually explain the candidness. He's a nice drunk.
He's not nice sober.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. He might be a nice drunk. The stick gets a little looser up his ass.
Don't let it get too loose or he'll start beating you down with it.
Do you happen to remember what moon it was that night?
I have no idea.
Would your squire know?
He's gonna look to the boy. He's gonna say, "What night was it?" And Sir Wolfland's gonna shrug, like, I don't know.
He's drunk every night.
Huh. Revart, can you think of any additional questions?
If you happen to see them again, you should probably detain them. They might be involved in all of this.
Sure, why not? Seemed senile to me, but it's no skin off my back. They spend a night in the dungeon.
Well, what better way to infiltrate a town than as a senile old couple?
Those two, they've lived there for quite some time, haven't they? He's gonna look at the boy and said, well, as long as I've been here.
And they've always been this old couple?
Yeah, the boy's gonna say, I came into Sir Wolfland's service 10 years ago. They've been there the whole time. We don't talk much. A few summers ago they shared some but they seem nice. They've
Sure.
been there a long time though. Some vegetables out of their garden.
Sure. They ever seem to change in that time or mention any family members of their own?
We weren't really close. They got visits from. I assume they got their kids. They were. They got visitors on occasion, although not in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't think their kids are. Maybe they're not local. I don't really know what they do. I know. I know what those two do, but I don't know what their kids do. They don't seem to have picked up the family trade, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I do know what you mean. All right, well, I don't think we'll take up any more of your time tonight. Thank you very much. This has been most illuminating.
Yeah, Sir Wolfland's gonna say, "Oh yeah, that was illuminating. Sure you don't want to stay and eat some of my food while you're here? You filthy shoes."
No, I think
Filthy.
we will see ourselves out.
He's gonna say, "Great, boy, see them out."
Now, quick, let's get out of here before he decides to challenge one of us to a duel.
He's gonna say, "Do you want fisticuffs? Is that what you what? I'll
Revert
do it."
runs.
He's gonna turn to that boy after Revert runs out. He's gonna say, "That's a ballsy little bastard." But yeah,
do we successfully make it out the front door?
yeah, you leave.
Onwards to the next house. That neighbor next door.
Okay, so the blue house on the by the wall.
Yeah, yeah. The one touching the wall.
Okay. So yeah, you knock at the door. Nobody answers. Agatha, are you here? Mick.
Yeah, barely, but yeah.
I think there's a pretty good chance you would know this house belongs to a member of the town watch, and he would not be here at this time of day.
Okay.
Yep,
I
she's not
was
with us.
AFK from the keyboard for a little, but I'm not sure if we joined up together yet or.
Oh, that's right. You guys went
Yeah,
down to the south.
we
So
skipped
you
the
don't know.
party.
So you knock at the door. Sorry.
My God, another empty house.
I knock
What could this
a
mean?
little bit more forcefully.
Yeah. You knock forcefully. Nobody answers.
Hmm.
Must be the
Is the
elves.
door locked?
Yes. The door is locked.
Is there a window that's open?
Make an investigation check. That's not just for open windows, that's also for windows that are shut but can be easily open. Yes, on the side of the house, on the western face of the house, near the wall, there is a small window that can be pushed open. That was slightly ajar.
Great.
Revert, how about you handle this?
Yep. I'm
We'll
good
wait
at B&E.
outside.
I go in through the window.
Okay. Yeah, there's a house. It's 2 stories. It looks like a couple of people live here. There's nobody down here on the first floor that you can see. It's just like a single room and like a skinny stairwell on the
Okay.
opposite wall from you.
All right. Well, first I'm going to walk over and unlock the front door, and
Okay.
then I want to start sneaking upstairs.
All right. Make a stealth check. Yeah, you silently creep your way up to the second floor. Basically, immediately, you see that there are a couple of simple beds up there. And there are several children who appear to be sleeping in one of them, like head to foot.
Are they glowing?
No.
All right. I'm gonna like freeze, and then it's like, all right, slowly back down the stairs.
Okay.
And out the front door.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, not elves. Let's go quickly. And I start walking down the road.
Okay.
Who was it?
Bunch of kids.
Oh. Okay.
So, probably not elves. They weren't glowing.
Did you check?
All
They
right.
weren't glowing. I'm not going to start
Were they
vivisecting
alive?
kids. They were breathing. I wasn't going to start vivisecting them to, check if they were elves or not. Just
Why not?
Sure.
We'd have been sure.
because my sense of morals and ethics is somewhat fluid, but it's not non-existent.
What was the dice roll for then? I heard the dice drop.
You heard
Okay,
nothing.
so you walk away from the house. Where are you guys going? What are you doing?
I believe we should check out that next blue house, just west of the one we were at.
Okay. Sure, you can knock on another door.
Knock, knock.
Yeah, so you knock on the door. There's a man who opens the door. Behind him, you see there's like 2 other slightly younger men, like 3 young women, and then like 5 kids.
You found the Chinese family.
I was gonna say we found a
Wow.
Mormon.
Wow.
The local Mormon. EA. Excuse me, sir. We're wondering about your neighbors and gesture to the house in question. Have you seen them in the last few days? Few weeks even?
Who's asking?
We are?
The fuck are
The guards.
you?
The guards outsourcing stuff again.
We're a interdepartmental liaison.
What that
Yes,
means?
that.
Roll persuasion at disadvantage, please.
What that mean?
The
Oh,
duck is a
shit.
liaison.
We're trying to find out who killed somebody. We're
Shut
doing.
the fuck up. Don't talk about the investigation.
Oh wait, disadvantage. So that's a 7.
Okay. He's
No,
gonna
no,
slam
it's a
the door in your
19.
face.
You asked about the neighbors, really? Not we're looking into all the dead dogs. Dead dogs
Yeah,
tend to
I
garner
thought we
more
were talking
sympathy.
about dogs.
That's a fair point. I probably should have.
That's what we were talking about. The dogs. I don't know what these idiots are talking about. The dogs.
Oh, I'm popping off, guys. Good night.
Like,
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Wait, does anyone here have a dagger on them?
I mean, I do in real life.
No, like in game. Does anyone here have a dagger on?
I have a spear and
no,
a
you're
sharp
not.
pointed
You're,
gnome.
Wilfred,
No, I have
we're
a
not just
gnome.
gonna start stabbing people.
No.
I have a gnome. We
I
can
would-
stab you with that.
No. I was gonna have you guys like stand around the corner. I would shave off a fair chunk of my beard so I'd look different, and then knock on the door again.
Why don't we get 3 halflings and just put them in a trench coat?
AGR, do I happen to have a cloak on my person?
Why the fuck would you have a cloak?
I don't
No.
know. It's
Do we
chilly.
do we have a Holocaust cloak? A wagon? And a wheelbarrow?
Actually, wait. Hold on a second. I'd like to dash back to the house in question, grab a cloak, and then dash back.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna put the cloak on, and then, unless Revert's gonna stop me, put Revert in where the head's gonna be. Tormund, go stand around the corner.
Okay. Torment lumbers off around the corner.
Shall we try it now?
You're an idiot, and this isn't going to work.
I knock on the door.
Okay. You knock on the door. No response.
Do it again. Knock harder.
Yeah, I knock. I knock again.
Okay, what's everyone's passive perception?
Not high enough.
9.
8.
1 second. Okay. So you hear a voice behind you, and there are 2 young women, 3 young men, and several children with like knives, sticks, and one of them with a short sword, and they all look pretty annoyed. And one of the young women is gonna say, "You stay the fuck away from my daddy's house." Weird fucking people. It's dinner time. Get the fuck away from my house.
You got it, ma'am, and then I'm gonna leave as quickly as possible.
Yeah, they're just gonna part like the sea. I'll let you guys fuck right off. Then their daddy's gonna open the door, and they're gonna go back in their house and eat their dinner.
Hey,
God damn, family of fucking ninjas.
why they do that? Why don't we just take the door down and go in there and hold
No,
them down and question them?
No, because they'll kill us all in a single go. Alright,
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
fair enough, you're a gnome. They'll just ignore you because it'd possibly be a threat.
I could take them.
You killed.
It will eat him.
Actually, you could take them. You did murder 2 goblins with a stick in your hat. All right. Maybe we should investigate where Ned died.
Or we could
Talk
meet
to
up with the
those
rest of the party and let them know what we found.
Oh shit, that's actually a good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Great. So let's get to the other guys. What were you guys doing during that time?
I think
This
Agatha
is your
was pretty
opportunity
convinced
to
this
do
was
something
pretty
before you get
pointless to
joined back
do
with the rest
about
of the party, so you can, you know, get back at them for spending the last hour without involving you.
Honestly, originally, Agatha's plan was just to tell this is probably going to be a waste of time. Like, why don't we go home early instead of going door to door about some dog? Unless you think this might actually work. I don't feel like it will.
I mean, we're probably not going to get a lot of answers, but we might get some clues.
I'll humor you for a bit.
Okay. So you guys go door to door, and the long and short of it is, since you're on the south side of town, you hear about some dogs that have run away and some dogs that have died in the past 6 months. Uh, it's real hard to get a useful answer out of anybody. Um, the only people that actually have dead dogs that they can refer to seem to be the owners themselves, and they point you to where the dogs are buried. And they seem real suspicious of the idea that maybe there's some kind of bug going around killing all the dogs, and they're a little spooked, but nothing crazy. Um, and yeah, otherwise you don't really get much.
Can I ask somebody, just somebody that don't ask about dogs, if they've seen any new faces around town that they haven't, they don't know from being around here before?
Idle, you're from Skeen,
Yeah.
and you're not that close to the pub. You're in like a residential area on the like south end of town, so they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you. The fuck are you?"
I'm a friend of the neighbors.
I hate my fucking neighbors. He's gonna slam the door in your face.
So do I, friend. So do I. Alright. That's all I really had.
All right. So yeah, you guys meet up, I assume, at the pub.
Yep.
Yep.
By this point, it is good and dark, by the way.
All right. I say we tell them the information we've uncovered.
Right. So, apparently there's like this elderly couple that are actually elves posing as elderly couples. They're across the street from Sir Wolfhead.
That's really interesting. Where are they now? What happened?
Don't know.
Oh, they're gone.
They weren't there when we were there, so we figured we could let you guys know. And, I don't know. We can burn their house down or something.
I was thinking
Maybe
it'd be more
stake out the
productive to
place?
investigate Ned's death site. We can check out where Ned died tomorrow.
What do you think we're gonna find there?
Well, less of what we're gonna find and more well, at this point I'm starting to suspect that Sir Wolf had told us that what he believed was the elderly couple's daughter, who, based on context, we suspect to be the elven assassin we slew, carrying a sack to the house. I propose that that sack may have in fact been the mystery child, and that the elderly
In
couple
fact, been what? You cut out.
The mystery
may have
child.
in fact been the mystery child, and was
Mm.
given to the elderly couple, who then proceeded to remove it from the town. Uh,
How big? Do we know how big the child was? Like,
child
does
size.
does a sack of grain sound about the right size for a kid?
Sack of grain could be pretty big. I mean, you could stuff a small adult into one of those sacks.
How full was the sack of grain?
Nobody asked.
No one really saw. Like, no one checked.
Well, somebody saw the sack of grain, right?
We were told that she was carrying what they believed to be a sack of. No one actually saw that it was.
But if they saw it, they might know how full it was, and if it was.
Just for the record, Sir Wolflin mentioned this woman heading towards the house. He didn't mention seeing her enter the house. He didn't mention like necessarily knowing for a fact that that person was related to those people. Just he assumed that that's what was happening. Is it was maybe their daughter bringing them some groceries.
Right, so we're operating on his assumption.
Do as you will.
I mean, yes, that's going to make an ass of us in the long run, but, like, Wilfred don't have that wisdom.
As much as I would like to say Idle does, she's at 8.
Um, but yeah, like, contextually, it sounds like it would be reasonable to assume that the cover would be like that of a daughter, given the fact that, you know, kids generally weren't around it. In fact, it's completely possible that the elderly couple were in fact humans and had been replaced at some point by elves. Um, they seem like they'd be pretty easy to replace, given that they don't really get out much.
I would like to point out that you don't know everything about elves, but you probably know that elves are not changelings.
Yeah, but they can make themselves look like people, can't they?
Like they can make themselves look human, but not like necessarily like other people.
Can they make themselves look like old humans?
They can make themselves look like themselves, but human.
Well, that rules that one out. Unless they're using foul magic.
Or they're just old.
Old. Wait, do elves get old? I thought they were immortal.
Everyone gets old.
That's why the gods hate them.
I mean, everyone gets old, it's just not everybody shows it, apparently.
They might just be old people. So, what do you guys think we should do?
Kill, maim, murder.
Stake out the house.
That makes sense to me. That's the only really solid lead we have.
All right. Places we could stake out. There's some trees that we could hang out in. Nice sight lines too.
I mean, or we could just, wait inside the house for them to come back.
Okay, that works too.
I have a guard clothes. I could probably patrol the streets. I don't know. And when I mean streets, I mean that particular section.
Right. Perhaps do like a nice wide loop, say from the intersection just outside of Sir Wolfland's house, kind of circle through that pair of houses north of the pub, and then circle back around on the main road to get back to Wolfland. Basically, doing a big circle around the Taylor.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What exactly do you plan to do? I'm sorry.
Oh, this is me spitballing about getting my guard clothes and just patrolling the streets nearby
Okay.
to see who exactly, like, if anyone comes in.
Sure. I mean, the bailiff hasn't put you on any active shifts since you got stuff going on. So, but you could definitely go in there and get some equipment. Yeah. So is that what you do? You just spend the night patrolling around the tailor shop?
Not the tailor shop. Got a little route.
I mean, you can draw the route if you'd like, but I was assuming around the road in front of and behind the tailor shop.
Is the tailor shop the house of interest? I thought it was a different house.
The tailor shop is the red building. The house of interest, the empty house, is the one that's north of the road, north of the tailor shop. It's the blue house that is sort of in the middle of that T junction.
You,
Okay. The
you
one
see,
next to three
yeah,
trees?
no, south of that one. You see the big red house by the gate? It's the one to the southwest of that.
Yeah, on the north side of
So-
the road, next to the red house.
Okay.
The one that is near the road, though, not the one near the wall. Rectangular house. Okay, so yeah, you sure. You want to patrol? What's everyone else?
I'll
I think
probably have to go to work, don't I?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't think anything's excused you from working night. So you go to the tailor shop. You're not far away, and you go to
this is
work, which basically
this
means
works.
taking a nap at the tailor.
Huh.
That's fair. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna be inside of the house.
Yeah,
Do we have a
inside the elf house waiting for the elves to show up.
Yeah,
Okay.
do we have a corner of unusual darkness in which we can stick Revert?
Unusual darkness? No. Regular darkness? Yes. It's a dark house. It's the middle of the night.
This
I
isn't
mean more that
just
trope
regular
where like you walk
darkness.
out
It's
of that
advanced
oddly dark
darkness.
corner and be like, you know,
Can I
make a
alchemically
reveal.
craft a corner of thematic darkness?
Yes, thematic.
I
That's
just
the
want
word.
you guys to know it's a very bright night. One of the moons is full and the other one is like a waxing gibbous. It's gonna be full in another night or two.
Oh, here's one. Idle, take this cloak. It might make you look more like an elf.
Why do we
Okay.
want me to look like an elf?
Well, the rest of us who obviously are not elves, because elves cannot grow amazing facial hair, will hide in corners or something, and I don't know, maybe they'll think that you're their contact if they see.
What if guards see me and assume I'm an assassin?
Oh, then we pop out and we'd be like, no, it's all cool. That's just our friend Idle.
I still think this is a stupid idea, but okay.
Besides, we're in a house. Why would the guards be searching the house?
Because they see a fucking knife ears doing knife ears stuff. You know how knife ears are.
True, they're very plotting.
Okay, so yeah, you guys. Okay, just post where you are right now for me, please. If you're in the house, tell me you're in the house. If you're outside, you're outside. I think it's simple enough. Agatha's walking the streets nearby, staying within like eyesight of the house, but trying not to make it obvious that that's the only thing she's interested in, I assume.
Yeah, I'm probably looking more like I'm interested in the tailor shop. Leave it to the mind's eye to wonder. Maybe the tailor told Agatha something about someone maybe breaking in. I don't know.
Okay, so you hang out around there, close enough to be like within earshot, you know, looking over in that direction from time to time, just keeping an eye out, but you're also trying to make it look like you're more interested in like the back end of the tailor shop.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Torment is working the tailor shop. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, um, an hour passes. 2, 3 hours pass. At this point, it's getting close to like midnight. It's been very quiet. Agatha, there is a cat that you see hanging out in the alley with you. It's about the most interesting thing you've seen all night.
Did I get rid of all the meat bits? If I have any left, I'd like to offer the cat some.
Sure. Yeah, you probably have some scraps of like bear meat left. It's interested in that for sure. All right. How about some perception checks from those of you inside the house?
Perception?
Hmm. I mean, I assume you guys are actively listening for anything right now, so.
Bless me, dice gods.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Everything's very quiet. Idle, you're hiding in the corner, and there's like a window near where you are. It's on the wall back, like it's to your right. You're kind of hiding behind where the door would be in like the darkest space you can, but you definitely hear the sound of that window, like the wooden shutter slide. You turn and you see that it is shut. So
It was shut before, right?
It was shut before.
Then it slid, and then it was shut again.
Uh-huh.
Is there somebody I can wave down in the room and point the window out to?
I mean, there's other people hiding in the room. They can probably. I mean, you're in the darkness, but Revert could probably see you with if you like got his attention. Revert, you probably notice Idle just like moving around in the dark. The motion catches your eye.
Mm-hmm. So what's he doing?
I don't know. Idle, what is she doing?
Trying to wave somebody down.
Yeah, what's up?
Not that other people would notice. I'm just going to point to the window and then to my ear to sort of gesture that I heard something at the window.
Okay, Revert, you see Idle pointing to her right, towards the opposite side of the house, like the opposite wall, and at her ear.
Okay. All right. Can I like creep over there and see if I can see anything?
I mean, sure, you can creep over there. I mean, the window is shut.
Right. Okay, so you heard something outside?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll do a detect magic ritual then.
Okay. Are you casting that as a ritual?
Yes. Actually, no,
Okay.
no. I'll do it as my once a day thing.
Okay. Is that like instant?
Yeah, the once a day is instant.
Okay. Yeah, there's a hint of magic. It is north of you, but it does not stick around long. It disappears at the edge of your detect.
Which direction was it heading?
You got a blip to the north that disappeared.
We're blown. It's heading north. Let's go after it.
Okay, so you all run after it? What exactly is happening?
Revert opens the door and starts running after it. Does anybody follow?
I'll follow.
Okay, Agatha,
I'm gonna summon my mount and do it.
I mean, I think you're actively trying to pay attention to this, so you probably hear them. You're a little behind, but you can follow if you like.
I'm going to
How
also.
close I am to Torment?
I mean, Torment's, to get to him. I don't know, I guess you could use the back. No, there's not a back door to this shop, is there? I don't think there is.
I did want to stick nearby here. I do remember saying that I wanted to look like as if I wanted to.
You could run around to the front, but it's a trek, so it wouldn't be easy to get to him in like a round or something. I guess if you dashed, you could get up to the window. You might be able to knock.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this if it's a little bit staggered. Get Torment's attention, get him to follow me. Hurry.
Okay. Yeah, so you run up to the shop window and you rap on the window. So Torment, you're like just barely starting to doze off, and you hear a loud sound of something at the window to the shop.
Oh shit! I get up and go see what it is.
Okay. So yeah, you see Agatha.
Beckoning you with her hand and like body language, like you come with me.
Well, I can't. I'm working. Fine. I sneak out the back door, lock the shop behind me.
Oh, you can lock the shop, but you got to go out the front door. There's no back door.
Okay, well I go out the front, but I lock the shop behind me.
All right. Those of you that are up ahead, you start moving north. You have to run around the house. You go around the east or west side of the house. The window was on the east side of the house.
I jump out the window on my mountain to start hauling ass north.
Okay, well, the window was shut, so somebody has to open it for you because you can't reach it really. And then you jump out the window on your mount. Okay, that's fine. All right, so you're pretty far ahead of everybody. That's cool.
I'd like to follow Ravart with my owl in the sky, trying to get eyes on whatever was.
Okay, I'll tell you what both of you see then. Revert, I'm going to do a perception check from you when you get out the window. And I think the owl well. Okay, that's good. The owl.
I'm checking its perception. Is this using hearing or smell, or is it purely sight?
I would say it's probably purely sight.
I believe owls do have advantage on hearing and sight.
Hearing and smell, not sight.
No,
I think. Oh wait, no,
I
that's
believe
on
it's it's a different creature.
Just make you check.
I had my companion thing on the wrong animal.
Don't care, just do it.
I'm looking for the stats.
Perception is for owls is advantage if it's relying on sight.
Okay.
Keen sight.
Okay, great. All right, so Robert, there's some trees between you and the far wall to the town, but you see perched atop a piece of like it's a half stone wall that's about 5 or 6 feet high, and then it's another maybe 7 feet of wooden palisade on top of that. And perched on top of one of these palisades, balanced in almost like a T pose, is a glowing figure, which
I cast sleep.
backflips off the side. Yeah, you can cast it.
Okay.
They are, however, backflipping off the wall right now.
There's more than one?
They, as in the vague figure in the distance, whose
okay.
gender you cannot discern.
Ah, the singular they.
Well, does it have less than 20 hit points or equal to?
You don't know because
Well,
it disappears on the other side of the wall. It was airborne, backflipping off the wall, at the
right.
time.
I have Zillow try to go up the wall.
Okay. Can your rabbit jump a like a 13-foot wall?
No, but it can go really fast. So I just imagine like he just runs up to the wall and just starts trying to scale it.
All right. I mean, I will go ahead and say your rabbit can run up like 3 or 4 feet of wall. But I think that's the limit.
Okay. Do I hear like a noise from the other side of the wall, like a body hitting the ground?
You hear a ruffle, like something hit tall grass or bushes.
Okay. Let's see. Sleep is not concentration. All right. This is the outer wall of the city?
Yes, the northern wall. Mm-hmm.
How long would it take me to get to go over the wall? How long would that take me? Like, is there like a way up, like a normal way up the wall that I can go over, or would it be closer to go to the gates? What?
There are a couple of platforms that are like halfway up the wall, and there's like arrow slits in the wooden palisades, but there's no way to look over the whole wall. You'd have to go all the way to the gate to do that.
All right, and that's pretty far away.
I mean, it's on the other side of Sir Wolfland's house. It's definitely more than like a round of movement.
I mean, my rabbit can go
Take
100
take
feet
it.
around.
Yeah, but I mean, it take you more than a minute, more like than not.
All right, so
Actually, rabbit might be like 6 rounds,
okay.
5
Would we be
rounds.
able
How
to, like,
thick is the
scale it?
wall?
Oh, I don't know. It's only a few feet thick, really.
Okay.
It's not as thick as it looks on the map.
Then I'm going to start mold earthing a tunnel through and under the wall.
Okay. Yeah. You can mold earth a tunnel. It does not take you a particularly long time to get under the whole thing, although you do have to go a little deep. I'd say
I can do 5-foot cubes each round, so.
yeah, it takes you 2 rounds to get under the thing. And then, like really only 1 round to get past it and another round to get up, because you can kind of do it at an angle once you know how deep it is.
Yeah.
Well, he's digging.
You
the
guys have
hole.
time to catch up at that point.
How much space is there between, like, or I should say, how much space is there between, like, the house and the wall and, like, that big tree in the wall? Like, this is just straight north from the house we were in.
Yeah.
All right. Like, just because it's kind of hard to tell from the map there, but, like, is that tree close to the wall?
Close-ish. Yeah, you could. I mean, it has a couple of small branches that overhang the wall slightly.
Using my axe to assist, I'd like to sprint climbing up the tree to leap over to the wall.
Okay. Yeah, make an athletics check to climb the tree.
Does the axe give me advantage?
It affects the DC.
All right.
Yeah, you can make it to the top of the tree. You'd have to trust a not so sturdy looking branch if you want to try to get over to the wall.
Fuck it, why not?
Okay.
I'll
Dexterity
use
save.
Okay. If I can, I'd like to try to use the axe to, like, grab the edge.
Sure. Yeah. Dex save. Okay. So you make it down this branch to the point where you hear it's starting to not like your weight, and you give it a good swing on this branch, and you hurl your axe over, and you grab it with both hands and manage to hang on to the side of the palisade at the top. It gets caught on like between 2 of the timbers that hold up the wall.
I'm Tomb Raidering this shit. Am I able to pull myself up?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for your stuff this round, though. Okay.
All right.
Everybody else is basically catches up. So what's anybody else doing anything?
I'm gonna hoof it to the other side of the wall. I'm just gonna run.
You're just gonna run to the gate?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you start running towards the gate. You don't make it quite to the gate, but you're close.
How tall is the wall?
I don't know, you're within 30 feet of it by this point.
No, I mean, how tall is it again?
It's about 13 feet tall.
Is Wilfred still on the top of it?
Yes.
Can I throw a rope at him?
He's hanging off of the side right now. He's not actually on the wall.
Yeah, like, I'm just clinging to the edge.
I want to wait until he gets up on the top of it, and then I'm going to throw a rope and say, hey, catch this rope.
Okay. All right.
How? Okay, never mind.
All right. So yeah. All right. So Wolford, you managed to climb your way up onto the top. It's not a comfortable place. You're basically straddling like on a saddle between two spike logs. So you're sitting between the two spikes. It's not comfy. It's like the least comfortable saddle in the world. And Tormund yells up to you to catch a rope. You willing to catch the rope?
Yeah, I'll catch the rope.
Okay. He's probably gonna have to throw it more than once because he does a
Let me
terrible
try again.
throw.
It slipped.
Yeah, it gets caught in a tree branch.
Was it the tree branch that was
Oof.
hanging low? Because I
Yes.
broke it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I tripped myself.
He throws the rope again, and now it's stuck in the tree.
Started jerking on it real hard.
Okay, make a dexterity save, please, Torment. Okay. A loose branch hits you,
Ow!
and you take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Damn, that is a
Jesus!
hefty ass branch.
I'm about
Yeah.
dead. Damn it, man. That took half of my health. I'm
Remember,
bloody.
you have reduction.
You take your
Oh, yeah,
con
that's right.
modifier off of that.
Yeah. So it should be fine. Now, yeah. There's a big old log, and also, Revert. I don't know if you can see it from where you're at in the tunnel, but there's something that's covering like a large portion of your tunnel now.
Okay.
There's just a bunch of leaves in the. All right.
Question. Is the log still tied to the end of the rope?
I mean, presumably, yeah. You can't really see a knot or anything, but it's a large part of the rope is somewhere buried underneath of that log and all those leaves. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm
Revert.
throwing it all over the wall.
Okay, make a strength check. By the way, Robert, you come up at this point. You can make a perception check if you want to see if you can find anything.
Well, is Detect Magic still running?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you would probably notice that still, basically, as you were digging, this thing has been moving north, and it is. What is the range on Detect Magic?
30 feet.
Yeah, it's moved out of the range of your Detect Magic by now, but you can probably see a glowing figure off in the distance.
I give chase.
I don't know.
Full speed.
Yeah. Okay.
100 feet around.
Yep. I'm gonna run this elf down on a rabbit.
That is amusing. Okay.
How far do I get?
You make it around the gate and to the street on the other side. You don't really have visual on a target. Make a perception check to see if you can see anything over there.
I'm trying to hear the commotion with Revert and the other stuff.
Actually, it's because I don't have to do anything on these rounds where I'm just giving chase with the rabbit. I'm gonna be using prestidigitation to just like send off fireworks and flares and shit everywhere as I'm going.
Okay, well, in that case, yes, Agatha, you definitely see a gnome riding a rabbit. It's like more than 120 feet away, but you can see him.
And hauling ass.
Yep, I'm gonna haul ass to where I think he is going, which is north.
Okay. Okay, so you kind of follow the road, but you cut around the edge a little bit, and then you probably duck between the houses. By the time you guys catch up with this elf, this obvious elf who is glowing in the dark, they are at the edge of the river. At about the time you hit within 30 feet of them. I assume that that's what you're gaming to do, but you might be able to fire off a shot before then if you want to do something along
As
the
soon
range.
as I get to 60 feet, I'm going to start shooting rays of frost at it.
All right. If that's the case, then I think we will roll initiative at 60 feet.
Okay.
That's initiative.
Let me double check this number.
That initiative. Oh wait, that's a hit. Oof.
No, that was my initial.
Damn, I wish that was. I wish that was the hit.
That's still, I really.
Because you did say Ray of Frost first.
Should the whole party be rolling an ish or just?
Yes, the whole party should be rolling an ish. I'm going to be very kind and say all of you are 60 feet behind the rabbit, despite the fact that the rabbit is significantly faster than you.
Huzzah.
I mean, you know, that guard's on the adrenaline. I rolled a bunch after jumping off the wall. The math totally checks out.
Yeah.
Idle's 15 years old, pumped up on adrenaline and in her prime. Well, not quite, but close.
Those bones are still forming.
Actually got like a nose full of who knows what kind of mold from that house. Now you have super speed.
All right. You guys get that in order. I'll be right back.
Take it alive.
I only know one
Make a stew.
option. I only know one way to put down targets. Ironically, as a guard.
I'm in charge of looking over mild civil disputes. Really, how do you solve those altercations? I shoot people with arrows.
My prestidigitation.
Well, a bow and arrow usually works, and if that doesn't work, try more swords. And if more swords doesn't work, you're not using big enough
Puff the
swords.
magic dragon.
Most of the time, I settle those bar disputes with fisticuffs and handcuffs and, talking people. That shit ain't gonna help here.
If high explosives didn't solve your problem, you clearly weren't using enough high.
When Puff fires off like that, it sounds like a dragon roaring. It's the coolest thing you've ever seen, dude. I'm telling you.
I need to make a pyrotechnic now named Puff.
It is the cool. It's
All
called
right.
Puff the Magic Dragon because it makes all that smoke behind it and looks like a dragon. It sounds like a dragon.
Oh, that's going to be in my head. Thank you. All right. So, Revert, what are you doing?
I'm going to shoot her with a ray of frost.
Shock. Okay, go ahead.
Gadzooks.
Your ray of frost misses a lot. Is that it for you?
At the start, so if we're my full movement's still with the rabbit, right?
Sure, I will allow you to have your movement with the rabbit.
Okay. Can I move like circle strafing around to try to get in front of her with the 100 feet of movement the rabbit has? But I don't want to get closer than 60 feet. I won't be able to complete the circle.
You're 60 feet out, and the elf is very close to the river's edge, so you probably can't. You probably know you're not going to be able to complete a circle around.
Okay. Then in that case, I just want to keep moving around at 60 feet, ready to go after her if she keeps moving forward. But otherwise, just keep moving. So her turn.
All right. Okay. It is the elf's turn. All right. So, how far away do you stay from the elf?
6-0.
Okay. All right. Well, the elf is going to run about 15 feet all the way to the very edge of the river, and then you will see the elf just sort of float over the side and about 15 feet into the into the river, just over it.
How wide is the river?
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty wide.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't know, man. I'm too lazy to give it a number, so I'm gonna say we'll call it around here, maybe close to 200 feet. It's not super wide, but it's it's
Okay.
pretty.
But it was significant distance. All right.
Yeah.
Rabbit can't just jump over it. All right. Anything else?
No. The elf is gonna glow brightly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. Wolford,
How far away is it?
120 feet from you.
Dash.
Okay. So that puts you what, 60 feet away?
Yes.
It's actually, it was 120 feet from you, and then it moved, so it's actually 150 feet from you, minus 60.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it's 90 feet from you. Sorry. Okay.
Oh well.
Agatha.
All right. Do I have sightline of it?
Yeah, by this point,
Does it have cover? And if so, how much cover?
it has no cover. It's flying over the river, and it's like 150 feet away from you.
Okay. Mm, could I pause this for a moment? I want to get a proper battle map. I'm going to get a picture. This fucker gets across the other river, and that'll be a big problem. Exactly where will be a position. Could you pinpoint where the elf is
Yeah.
and where we're at? It might be important. But I am going to be shooting it with a longbow.
Oh God, the elf is fleeing for the dank clouds.
What color does everyone want to be? Just post the color you prefer in the chat, and I'll try to give that color.
I don't think that hits much of anything.
It does not. You fire the arrow, and it goes into a window, and you hear the sound of a very unhappy chick.
Dang it. Field.
Well, at least you didn't, pull back on the longbow and the longbow goes the distance and you're just left holding the arrow.
But you hear the elf shout, "Thank you!"
Am I close enough to those bridges to like cross them? How far away am I from the bridges?
Pretty far. That would take a couple of rounds to get across those bridges.
How about just to get to the start of it?
That's probably 2 rounds to get to it. I mean, I don't have a scale here, so I'm guesstimating, but I think it's about 2 rounds to get to the start of the bridge. Another 2 rounds would get you across and a little bit over, but not super far.
I think the bridges is a better bet than the stream and the current flow. So I'm be going to the bridges. As long as that gets me within 120 feet of this thing.
I mean, going towards the bridges is almost the opposite direction from where they are, so that's not going to help you yet.
Well, at this point, then I'll just get closer to the river then. That's probably my better bet. Hopefully stop them before they get to the other side. I think that's all I'm doing.
Okay. I'm trying to get all these colors in here. You can be. All right, this is a little bit lazy, but this is kind of roughly where you guys are.
Does that make this the lazy river?
No. Save this with lots of random letters and have fun. River's about 60 feet away. Thing's about 30 feet into the water. Or actually, it's probably 15 or 20 feet into the water. And yeah, you guys are, yeah, that's rough. That's rough, but it gives you some idea. All right, so Agatha, you start running towards the bridge.
No, I'm just getting right up to the edge of the river.
Okay, sure. Is that it?
That's it for me for now.
That puts you within 120 feet. Okay.
Shoot!
Moving on. Wolford went idle.
It's about 120 feet from me.
150.
I'll move up my 30 and then take a firebolt shot with a range of 120.
Okay, do it.
Not a big hit modifier, but
that is a hit. Nice.
Fire damage.
All right. You hear a like a yelp and some profanity, you assume, in a fairly feminine voice.
All right, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Good work with that. All right. Torment.
Chase it down. I won't make it, but I'm gonna run after it.
All right.
Oh wait, I'm gonna throw my spear as I run in. Can I do that? Can I get close enough to throw my spear at it?
It's not going to be 20 feet, that's for sure.
What's the range of your spear?
I think a spear's 20
60 feet. 20,
yeah,
60?
you can't get close enough to make that work. You
All
can
right,
throw it, but you won't hit.
Nah, I'm not gonna throw it.
All right.
That's it. I'm just gonna charge after it.
Well, then I'll get right up to the as close as I can get and blast it with Ray of Frost.
All right.
It's a 19.
What's up?
A 19 hits.
All right, that is some amount of cold damage and minus 10 to her move speed.
Very good.
So we're trying to take her alive, or?
Well, magic and range damage are all lethal, as last time I checked anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to find out how much damage this did in a minute.
Besides, if I can at least get into melee, with the amount of damage we're dealing, I should be able to non-lethal her.
Well, this can't be a kill, so I'm not going to stress that. We'll wait on that. You might have to re-roll on on Bangbot in a minute.
Mhm.
So the elf is going to drop out of the sky into the river immediately and proceed to move. Okay, there you go. And proceed to move downriver, being pushed by the stream. And let's see what her.
Is that
her
towards the
move speed
bridges or
is
away
right
from
now.
the bridges?
It is away from the bridges.
Okay.
And that is. I have to double check how this works. Pretty sure this affects move speed.
She doesn't have a swim speed. It's
Yeah,
generally at half speed.
that's true. But this target's speed is also doubled right now for reasons that exist. Okay. Well, that just cancels out, and that's easy then. So yeah, she moves 30 feet underwater, both down and in a generally awayish direction from you folks.
She moved a full 30 feet, despite Ray of Frost.
Oh, I guess it's 20. Actually, I mean, the downward is mostly from like gravity. But yeah, it's about 20 feet in a generally awayish direction from you guys.
Okay.
Under the water.
Uh-huh. Well, if that happened all on my turn, and it's my turn still. You said she did that
Did you
immediately.
have? I mean, I assumed your turn was done. If you have something else to do, you can go ahead and do it.
Well, it was more, if that happened immediately and it was still technically my turn, so she's going to get another turn after this, I would have moved to pursue along the riverbank.
Okay. I don't really care. I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was really it for her. So.
All right.
I mean, the order of operations switches there a little tiny bit, but not really. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just asking.
Yeah,
if I still had control and still had movement, I was going to go after her. Anyway,
yeah, I
so
don't see why
then.
not. Yep, Wolford.
I'd like to just keep making a beeline directly at her. Dash.
Okay. Well, you had closed to one. No, you had closed to 90. So you're 30 feet-ish away from where she was, which is about 50 feet from where she currently is.
So if I'm dashing, which is 60 feet, that gets me.
That's what it gets you, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. With me dashing, I am now 50
Yeah.
feet from her.
Yeah, well, 90 put you 30 feet away from where she was, and she had moved another 20 feet since then, so that's 50.
Okay, so I'm 50. Oh, whoops. The battle map. Where are we looking on this map?
She's drifting west down the river and also swimming away from you north. That's what's happening.
Which tree are we near on that map?
I literally marked everyone, and you've moved basically north since then. So
sorry,
you're the black dot.
those were so tiny I didn't notice them at my first scan over it. Okay, so I'm like kind of on the same level as the blue dot, but just
At
more
this
east?
point. Yeah.
Okay. And how far is a distance jump?
Your strength score if you have a running start.
Yeah. That's part of your movement, though.
Right. I'm asking because, like, running jump into the water.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm planning. Okay. Thank you. That shall conclude my turn.
Okay. And Agatha.
How close am I to the edge where right when the river starts?
I don't know what you mean by right when the river starts. You're close to the edge. You're within 10 feet of the edge of the river.
And this person's getting away from us to the other side of right.
Yeah, she's heading both north and west. The current is dragging her west.
Well, I suppose I'll be going west and right to the edge.
Okay. Let's see. You were 120 feet. You moved 20 away from you. So if you move 30, you can get within like 110 feet. If you move more than that, obviously you can get more. What are you doing?
I'm gonna hold my action to attack. If she pops out of the water, I'm gonna fire.
Okay.
That'll be it for me for now.
Idle.
Can I get within? What was the range on this? Can I get within 110 feet of her without dashing?
I believe so.
I would like to do that and cast sleep.
Sure. Okay.
It affects up to 19 hit points of targets if they are capable of falling asleep, and that is my movement and action. And I don't have bonus actions. That's my turn.
Mhm. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's no special protections on elves from sleep in this campaign.
I don't know in character or unfortunately out of character.
I
I'm
believe not.
pretty sure there's not. So, yeah, uh, this individual stops swimming and continues to drift down the river.
Okay. That's interesting. Are we out of initiative at the moment, or we're still
If you
continuing
want,
with initiative?
if you would like to be out of initiative, you can be.
All right, then I jump in the river with my
Yeah, we're
rabbit,
gonna.
swim over to her, and use my rope to drag her to the shore.
Yeah, my plan's to
Okay.
assist in that.
Same.
That's gonna be athletics based. So
I
you're
think I'll go ahead and be doing that with
all right. Hold on.
Wilfred.
Reverend has already decided he'd like to jump in with his rabbit. So
Yeah.
you and your rabbit athletics checks to swim over there and not die. Great. Yeah, you swim over to the elf.
I've got rope, so I can just, use that to,
Sure.
and then just swim back to the shore, dragging the sleeping
Okay.
elf with me.
That'll be one more athletics check.
I'd like to help if I can.
I've
I
got a
do
rabbit.
believe it would
I
be.
don't think you can.
I've got a rabbit helping me.
Yep. Okay. That's awesome. You managed to paddle back to the shore with the rope. You can't drag the elf, and you guys end up pretty far down the way. But you do, like, by swimming angular to the shore, you're able to get over there to the edge where someone else can grab the rope. Someone who could actually drag that body.
Okay. And then as soon as she's on the shore, I'm going to slap my manacles on her.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and
And
try
then
to
we tie
check
her
see
up.
she isn't dying because she probably took in quite a bit of water
Right.
there.
Make a medicine check. Yeah, she's not breathing.
Idol, can you give me a hand with this?
Get the water
You,
out of
you
the
got the
lungs.
healer's kit shit.
I don't think bandages are going to help drowning, but
Just shake. Torment, just hold her upside down and shake her a bit.
can I start doing not drowning stuff?
What's your medicine skill look like?
I think I'm just going to be doing the Heimlich maneuver. Fuck.
What does your medicine skill look like?
It's flat.
Minus
Wait,
one
weren't we
here,
just-
but I'm the
I'm
medic.
probably the best qualified.
Weren't we just gonna have Tormund shake the water out of her?
Yeah, just have
Somebody?
Torment hold her up by her ankles and shake the water out of her.
Okay.
Torment, strength check, please.
I don't think there's any way I can help. But I'm willing to try.
Okay.
I'm just going to be doing the Heimlich maneuver. You can't even lift him up.
No, Torment, you are a Goliath. You obviously can easily pick the elf up. You pick the elf up and you shake her violently to try to wake her up. And as you shake her, you accidentally knock her head into a rock and you hear a snap.
Oops.
I don't know what you think shaking her would have accomplished.
I
in
let
the
go of
first
her and say,
place,
I didn't do
Trevor.
it.
The
Wait,
water
how-
does begin to flow out of the elf's mouth before she's.
I guess I was proven wrong there. Fuck.
Can I just
Before the blood
check
starts
her
flowing
pulse
from
to
the
make
back of her
sure?
head.
Is
Can
she
I just
dead?
check it?
Yeah, that was her neck.
Very dead. Yeah.
Kind of
Okay, I
baffled
retrieve
how
my
that
manacles
killed her.
and my rope.
Okay.
And then I loot her body.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I'm actually just a little baffled by how that kills her, given the height of a Goliath.
He cracked her head against a rock.
Yeah, but if he her up,
He
That-
whipped her head against a rock. He didn't drop her on a rock. He whipped her head.
It was faster than
Oh.
gravity.
Struck. Yeah, it struck
okay, I
a
was gonna
rock.
say, how does like dropping a person like maybe like a couple inches break their neck?
No.
People have broken their necks just doing a backflip and landing wrong on their head. Getting thrown
People
around a
broken
bit
their
and
neck in
hitting
a bathroom.
hitting a head on a rock is easily enough force to kill someone.
All right.
Especially someone who's already drowning.
Yeah. And was already injured, like we shot her a couple of times.
Don't I have advantage on strength saves though?
That's whenever you're raging.
Strength checks.
Yeah,
Oh,
checks and
yeah.
saves would have been with rage.
So there's blood and water just sort of seeping out of the elf at this point. Yeah. So
I toss her back in the water.
No, I was said I
No,
was
no,
looting her.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No.
Oh man. Okay, so
I thought I was still holding the body because
You
I
said
was
you
wondering
dropped
from
her, and I
shoulder.
said I went to retrieve my manacles, rope, and loot the body.
You put her down, then you set her down.
yeah. So okay, so
Remember you said you dropped it and said I didn't do it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did.
So okay, so yeah, you get your manacles back. This is a very similar situation to the last elf. Um, she has vials of poison on her. She has like a handful of these completely non-magical daggers, and she does in fact have a magical item on her.
Ooh, because I think I still have detect magic running.
Yes.
So it lasts
so-
for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
So what kind of item is it?
Okay. So there is there's a short sword that she has, and it is definitely magic.
Okay. Well, I grabbed that. We can identify it later.
Okay. Taking that away from the body, you note that there is one other magical item. Like you've moved it away, and you notice there's still magic coming from that.
I continue my looting.
Okay. There is also. This one's going to be random. Okay. All right, that one doesn't make sense. We'll use this one. Okay, so the belt is also magic.
Okay. I take the belt. We can identify it later.
Fancy stuff?
Yeah, we'll figure out what it does later. How many vials of poison?
There are 2 vials of poison. Each you think would be good for 3 uses.
Okay, I give Agatha the vial of poison I found.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
I don't know. You're a guard. I don't want to get caught walking around with the vial of poison she had.
Okay. The bailiff might know something with this.
Yeah, that lone elf definitely knew to fuck off, but could not fuck off fast enough.
Nobody can fuck off fast enough.
That was awful unfortunate she died. But it's one less stuff to worry about.
Wouldn't better if we had her alive.
Better dead now than a threat later.
Better alive now. to
Yeah,
deal with
but that
threats.
can't be helped, obviously.
Not anymore.
Unless you think about asking a church for.
They are definitely going to be willing to resurrect a fucking knife ears.
Uh-huh.
No, we just cut the ears off and we say it's a human. No difference.
Is the
The
body
ghastly
glowing?
face and,
Yes.
So we don't give them the body right now. We wait till dawn.
shit. I think I better wake up the bailiff for this.
I mean,
I'm gonna.
Okay, go ahead. Wake up the bailiff.
Oh, were you about to do something?
I was about to say, we can just bury her here and, bring officials here in the morning when, there isn't a glowing body.
Yeah.
I'm kind of concerned that a random guard will be. What the fuck? In the middle of the night or something. By the gate.
That seems a bit doubtful. I mean, this is kind of out of the way.
Tell you what, yeah, why don't we just, why don't you just go get the bailiff?
Yeah, just, to not
We'll
make
we'll stay
anything-
here and stand guard.
Very good.
Okay. Agatha leaves to go get the bailiff.
Is it going to be more than like 20, 25 minutes?
It might be about 20. Well, actually, really, to get one way is probably 15, so it's probably half hour.
I would then like to do identify rituals on the 2 magic items while we're waiting.
Sure. Yeah, the items are both out of the campaign guide. It's a belt of strength and a flaming blade.
I have to go to the campaign guide to look up what those actually do.
It gives you
Already on.
+1 to strength. And the flaming blade as a bonus action, you can do an extra D4 on your next hit.
So, does anybody actually proficient with short swords?
I don't believe so.
I know how to not stick myself with the pointy end, but it is definitely not my strong suit.
Any might know, but yeah, I don't know.
My skill set is in the hacking.
Would
less
Torment
so the-
benefit from the Belt of Strength?
Yes, probably.
It adds 1 to your strength. Is your strength already an even number?
Yeah, it's 14.
Does
You would
anybody have
get
an
some extra.
odd strength?
Nope.
All right, then I'll give it to Torment if no one else can really make use of it, because I'm certainly never going to make use of it, and he's my buddy.
Yay! I got a belt. Yay!
All right. I will send you a PM with the belt just so you have it for your records.
Okay.
I guess I'll just keep the short sword then, since no one's proficient with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a good emergency weapon or something.
All right.
Unless someone's got an idea of what they want to do with it.
Make it a fancy torch.
Like, it's just gonna go like in a weapon rack in my gnome hole or something.
And it was never spoken of again. Yeah, you would, by the way, you would know that this is not something you, like, the weapon itself doesn't look special, you know, but if anybody, like, it was, you know, doing detect magic or inquiring about it, it's gonna ping as magical, and obviously if it's on fire, people are gonna have questions, so.
Yeah, like referencing in front of the party, like, you know, flame on, flame off, flame on, flame off, flame on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will give you the stat block. I know you already have it, but I'll just give it to you anyway. So you have a
Okay.
copy of it.
Sure.
Alrighty. Easiest acquisition of magic items ever.
Acquisitions Incorporated.
No. Bad. Bad.
Bram with the water bottle. Alright. So yeah, you guys are outside of town. The bailiff comes. There's a corpse. He looks troubled.
The corpse is still glowing, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's very obvious we did not just murder some random peasant.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty clear you didn't murder a random peasant girl. The pointy ears and the glowing give that away. So yeah, he's gonna look at the corpse. He's gonna look at you guys, and he's gonna look at the corpse, and he's gonna look at you guys, and he's gonna say, "Good work, throw it in the river," and he's gonna walk back in towards town.
Does he do anything about the corpse?
Did it didn't seem like he was telling
kicks
us.
He kicks it in the side to make sure that it's dead, and then he says, "Good work, throw it in the river."
Okay.
It doesn't seem like he's telling us to cover our tracks. More of it's not something he wants to deal with, right?
They're not people, so it's not murder.
Okay, just making
He
sure.
doesn't want that thing in town. It's not going to get a burial. Why would you bring it in? Just toss it in the river, basically.
Well, I don't think Sir Jacob would be particularly interested to see this thing. So I guess we do that.
Okay. So obviously you guys have solved the whole problem, and there's no way anything bad will happen next week, right?
Right. We have rooted out the elvish threat, and have dealt with it. There's absolutely no reason why we would have wanted to interrogate the living elf.
Yep, no reason at all.
I think that would have been so easy, but yeah, not this time. That nat one.
It happens.
Yeah, bad luck.
If only I had portents.
Don't a lot of you still have inspiration?
Yeah, but it's an elf. I'm not going to
Oh,
waste my inspiration on
Fuck,
elvish
that's
life.
right, I have inspiration.
Yeah, I'm
God
just letting you guys
damn
know
it!
I'm never using it unless it's related to me and my immediate survival. And even then, I might forget.
It's too late to use it, I take it?
That elf is super dead now.
We've thrown her in the river. She is
Christ.
gone. Wait, you seriously would have used your inspiration to keep the elf alive?
Yes, I really would have. God damn it.
I gave it to like everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody thought to use it.
I am
know,
not
No.
using mine. I'm not
I'm
using mine.
Yeah, I'm legitimately
On an
not
elf?
used to having like DM inspiration, so I keep forgetting I have it on Wilfred.
Wait, we have a what?
You weren't here, so you didn't have DM inspiration, but
What the hell with
congratulations.
y'all?
A bunch
Torment,
of
you
us.
have DM inspirations
Yeah.
for cracking that elf's head against.
Yeah, we got DM inspiration, and effectively every session since I've acquired mine, something will happen. AGR will go, you guys have DM inspiration, right? And then I'll proceed to smash my head into my desk several times because I keep forgetting I have it. Ugh.
So, Emmy, by this time you're probably doing some kind of manual labor at the monastery. Actually, it's after midnight, so they probably let you sleep somewhere, like on the grounds, but not inside the monastery. Just for the record. All right. So what's everybody doing?
Well,
saying shit.
once the official has departed, I'm gonna make my way back towards the hole under the wall I made and use mold earth to seal that back up. Because that's probably not something we should just leave sitting there.
I'm sure that would be appreciated if anybody else knew about it. Yeah.
And then
Somebody would probably find it.
someone would probably eventually find it, and and if we left it, it was probably going to bite us in the ass.
Yeah, it's very likely.
At least now they got to do their elving acrobatic bullshit to get over the wall. Not that it'll help them much; they'll just die tired.
Yeah, sleepy
I
as a
like
matter of
that.
fact. Died very sleepy.
Rip elf.
But other
Sneak
than that,
peek.
I guess I'll just take a long rest for the night. Job well done.
Yeah.
That went very differently than your last fight against an elf.
The elf fought back that time. This elf just tried to run.
This elf had a really big head start.
Yes, but I have a super fast rabbit mount.
Yeah.
This time the elf had water to contend with.
It's unfortunate.
That and it got
For the elf, yes.
dropped. Damn, I just wish I could remember I have inspiration.
It happened. It was
Don't
just,
worry.
you know,
It'll
bad
sink
luck.
in, and then you'll use it on something stupid, and then the next session you'll die because you didn't have it anymore. Yep.
That's just how it
That's
be.
just rubbing salt in the wound.
That's how life is, though.
Feels bad, man. feels like a good time to end the session. Actually, maybe we should report to Sir Jacob about that. But
Sure.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's the middle of the night, so do you do that in the middle of the
yeah,
night?
wait the
You
next. No, going to sleep. Wait next morning.
Okay. Yeah, you go home, you go to sleep. Where's everybody else going?
Normal.
Back to
Okay.
my
Jack in the
shop.
woods.
So you basically just wander off, and yeah, everybody goes off to sleep, wakes up, nobody gets murdered in the middle of the night,
Yay!
and
Oh
yeah.
man.
Except for
Well, nobody in the party gets murdered in the middle of the night.
Spoilers.
Alrighty. So what are you guys doing now? It's the morning on the well, let's see. I think we have decided that is now the morning of the 79th. You guys have 1, 2, 3. It's the 79th, and it'll be the 83rd when the Duke of Glint arrives with his family. So it's Saturday, and you have until next Wednesday.
after morning porridge, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go to the where Sir Jacob is.
All right, so you head to the castle. Yeah, the guards out front tell you Sir Jacob's not here. He had some business in town.
As usual. Whenever he comes back, can you let him know I have good news?
Yeah, sure.
Lovely.
Be easier if you put that in writing. Memory's not awesome.
Ah. Hey, Jared, would I have access to parchment and stuff?
Do you know how to read and write?
Yeah, do I even know how to read and write as a guard?
I mean, you can sign. You could probably sign an X, and you might be able to read a little bit, but you probably can't read well enough to write.
All right, I'm out, guys.
What's your Okay.
Have a
Have
good
a
night.
good one, mister.
See you
What's your
later.
intelligence? What's your intelligence?
It's 8.
Yeah, probably not.
I think I'd just shrug and I'll tell him I'll talk to Sir Jacob later. I'll meet him later, but I have good news.
All right, glad to hear it. And yeah. So what else is going on today? Anybody doing anything?
I'm gonna carve an effigy of a 20-sided DM inspiration die.
Okay. You don't know what that is, but you carve a strange 20-sided figure.
Fucking meme magic.
I contemplate informing the church about this.
I'm
No,
currently
go to
writing
the
down I
church.
have DM inspiration as many times in my notebook as possible until I remember. This is the third fucking time.
Reverend's probably just spending the day continuing his investigation training.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody else doing anything exciting today? Do you want me to skip ahead?
I feel like this would be a good time
Yeah,
to
this
call
would be a
it session, to be
good place to
honest.
call it, and then
I'll
next
tell
set-
Emmy about our exploits.
Alrighty. Emmy's at the monastery, however, so you have to take a walk up to Skeen.
I don't have anything more important to do, really. So, sure.
Okay. So yeah, that'll put us somewhere after lunchtime. Then you'll be in Skeen, and you'll have talked to Emmy. Meta, are you here?
perhaps it's best if he that's where we just start the next session, since we didn't really
I
get to do
think-
much this session.
I think so. I was you gonna give him like a little bit of what information he would have had last night, but he doesn't seem to be here, so that's fine. I think we'll call it here. For what it's worth, and I'll post this in the chat, everybody who was here tonight has leveled up.
Hooray!
Yay!
AGR, can I multi-class into a class I don't meet the prerequisites for the 5e deal? Like, I want to multi-class dip in a rogue. I might not dip it in this level, even if you do let me, but I want to know if I can.
That sounds really easily cheesable.
Yeah, you can't multi-class into something you don't meet the prerequisites for. But given that we're in super early low levels, I will say I did let Wilfred move 2 stat points. So if you want to move some stat points around, you're welcome to move 2 of your stat points around within the regular point buy if you have a regret.
I have to think about that. Because Wisdom 10 isn't really doing me any favor. I have to think about that, yeah.
Okay. That goes for everybody else. If you have like any major regrets, I'd rather